Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting. I really love that music. It just jams. Welcome everybody to
a playlist from the beginning. It's just like
I know, right? But I'm excited about what's to come in the future for that intro. I'm keeping that under wraps. But welcome everybody to a Thursday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody doing? Miss Candace, how are you?
I'm tired of being hot.
No, I'll tell you what, it's God, this Kentucky weather, man. One day it's chill, the next day it's friggin' smoking hot, and it's just like, But anyway,
how are you?
I'm doing all right. You know, we're dealing with the things that we've been dealing with, working through those things. Unfortunately, when you have little ones and they have friends that succumb to their demons, it's always rough. And you know, for my daughter was almost one of those statistics, you know, a few years ago, and now that one of her friends have done it, you know, it puts mom and dad back up on the edge of, hey, you know, so definitely if you're out there, you're watching, you're listening, whatever you're doing, and you have little ones, make sure you check on them and you ask them how they're really doing. Because what's up, Brandon?
Hello.
Because you never know what they're going through, so you definitely have to check in on them and ask them, and you have to ask that next hard question. Like I always say about veterans, ask that next hard question: how are you really doing? Because a lot of times your kids won't open up to you, and
it's rough when they're young.
Yeah, and you know. The shit that they go through at school with bullying and the mean girls, and it's rough on them. It's very, very rough on them, and it's crazy. So, Mr. Brandon, I know you're dealing with some things. I hope that you're doing all right. Like I told you earlier, I'm gonna keep praying for you. Just make sure.
Look at that. Just so happy to see that gnome face. We haven't seen it in forever.
It's been a while.
I know.
I
just so happened to not be going to see my grandma tonight, and then so I was just sitting there, and my brain was going, and I'm like, screw it, let me just go do the podcast. So,
well, I'm glad you're here because that means I can jump off.
I was going to say, isn't your wife going to kill you?
Yeah. So Willis doesn't die tonight.
Definitely. But anyway, you guys are set for a good show tonight. You got the Fallen Outdoors. You got the VP, Mr. Mike Unruh. Then you got John Raymer. He's
That's a cool name.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sounds like from like Thundercats, like Mumra.
But did the Marines say it correctly?
I believe I did.
We probably don't know. We don't know how to speak.
Right. It's Unruh, and I mean, it might give me a thumbs up if that's right or not. If I'm saying that right.
Okay,
he's giving me the so. So we'll pull that up here in just a minute. So you got the VP, Mr. Mike, and then you got John Raymer, who is the West Coast coordinator out of Spokane, Washington. And then you got a pro staffer, Mr. James, coming on as well. So you guys are in for a great show tonight. And
James also has a wonderful beard. Just wait and see all these beards that are coming up.
I know, right? I know. But
We're
anyway,
gonna get rid of that little scraggly one up here.
yeah,
Right.
this one here. Yeah,
That wannabe.
Yeah,
I get it. John's down there doing the clean shaven thing. You're the drummer for ZZ Top, right?
Yeah. Hi, Ratman.
But anyhow, guys, I'm jumping off here. Brandon, you got it. Ratman, what's up, buddy? You guys, if you need me, text me. But I think you guys have got it.
You are in control, Brandon.
I think we can handle it. You know what? Let's start. Let's start at the top. Let's start with Mike, and then we'll I don't know,
from
figure
there.
it out. Let's bring on Mike. So first of all, Mike, how do you say the last name?
He did that based on the beard, by the way. It had nothing to do with your title. It was solely based on the beard.
So the Marines always give me a bunch of crap about my name. They call me Unra, like Ura.
I was about to do that too.
But it is Unru.
Unru. Is
Yes,
that
German
okay.
for unruly?
Okay, no.
And I'm really one of the nicest guys you ever meet. So,
well, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the organization, please.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. I retired in 2021 from the United States Army, the first to fight, and I was an Army criminal investigator by trade. Spent most of my time doing protective services style stuff. Retired out of Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, where I currently reside. Down here in the Ozarks, I love it. Lakes are short distance away. Hunting and fishing phenomenal. I retired here with my wife and 3 daughters, who I'm sure you'll hear here in a little bit. 3 elephants upstairs running around, and then I have a 16-year-old son who resides in Kansas, where I'm originally from. That's kind of where I started my hunting and fishing journey, so to speak.
Awesome. Yep. I like that. I like the Ozarks. I was just out there in the Ozarks. I was just in Rolla, Missouri. Oh,
stone's throw away. That's 25 minutes from here. So I'm right outside of Fort Leonard Wood.
Did you go to Hero Stock while it was there?
I didn't. I was actually out of town that weekend. I tried to. I met the guy the week prior to Hero Stock. He's like, you got to come. We can always use more veteran groups. And I couldn't get any of my guys up there. But I also partner my personal business with the ASUA, and I know they were there representing. So
nice. So tell us a little bit about the Fallen Outdoors. How'd you get involved? What's your position? What do you do?
For sure. So I got involved in the Fallen Outdoors in 2015. I had a student come through my protective services training course. He loved to hunt and fish and was telling me all about, the Fallen Outdoors and stuff like that. So I immediately got involved. I've always been a volunteer my whole life. That's kind of what I've done. And so I just became a general member of the page for a while and said, you know what, I hunt and fish alone enough, and I have extra room. I can take another veteran out with me. So let me go ahead and apply to be a staff member. So I applied for Team Missouri. Obviously joined Team Missouri, short time being on Team Missouri, due to my technical and tactical expertise. I got voted to be the Missouri team lead. And so I kind of ran the Team Missouri for almost a year. At that point, we kind of broke our teams up into regionals. And so we created what used to be one whole team of the Fallen Outdoors. We created regions, which we have now. East Coast, a Midwest, a Southern, and a West Coast. And so I got selected to be the Midwest regional director in charge of 12 teams. Ran that for a good year or two. And then from there, I got voted on to be the national vice president, which is my current position now, and kind of just oversee day-to-day operations of the Fallen Outdoors. So,
nice.
I like that. Let's go ahead and bring up James with the next question. So what's up, man? How are you?
Not much. How are you doing?
Good. So my question is, since he just talked about getting his title and moving up and everything, how do you feel about that? What do you think about this guy, Mike?
Oh, he's a wonderful dude. It's a great organization to be a part of.
Well, tell me a little bit about what you do in the whole scheme of things.
Yeah, give us some of your background too. I want to know too.
So I just recently signed up to be a pro staffer. I met John Raymer a couple of years ago at an event, and they got me outdoors and everything. I never was into any, much of getting outside the house or anything. Lost in my own thoughts and all that stuff. And through John, I've been able to get outdoors and everything, and I thought it'd be nice to, give back and help out other vets to, to get out and, just get their mind straight.
See, I like that.
Yeah.
Not all, well, and plus, it kind of seems like not only are you helping other veterans, but you're helping yourself too. It kind of seems like getting out there, and some of us vets that look like we've got our shit together do not. So it's kind of cool, and I love the outdoors. I'm from South Carolina, so I've been outside all my life, and it's healing. It's my zen when I get out there. And speaking,
we need Brandon to get right now. We need you outdoors right now.
I've been outside all day.
It's hot. I mean, Missouri's close to Kentucky, and it's hot.
Oh, it was so stupid. It was stupid.
I got the truck today covered up. And asked my daughter, "How hot do you think it is?" She's like, "I don't know, 75," and it was 110 inside the vehicle. I was like, "Oh, shoot."
Right." Well, and
I know
speaking
my girl definitely cannot keep up. My iPhone was like, I'll function again when I return to normal temperature. I'm like, I got the air blowing and everything, and it was still getting too hot, like just in the car on the way home from work.
Yeah, I had that too. And speaking of hot, let's go ahead and bring John up.
Yeah. Gotta say,
what's up, guys?
How are you, sir?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad.
See, now we have the entire ZZ top. I'm okay with that. John, same question to you.
Oh, maybe take me out of the screen for that.
Well, everybody.
You gotta have a backup singer
or a groupie. I was gonna go groupie, but backup singer works.
Total groupie. Groupie.
So, John, same question. Tell us a little bit about your background and what got you interested in this.
My background: I'm retired Navy.
I'm
been
sorry.
part of the
Squid.
I'm your Uber driver, so I did 2 amphibians.
You about got me. It almost came out the nose. I hadn't heard that one in a while.
So I've been part of the Fallen Outdoors since 2011, when it was super small and just focused mostly in Washington area. So I've been involved in several events and stuff, and then I moved to Spokane 4 years ago, and there wasn't much presence over here, and I kept trying and get more presence over here. I spread the word. I finally become a staffer, and then we went through some leadership change over here for Team Washington, and after that I got a hold of the new team lead and said, "Hey, this is who I am. This is what I've been doing over here in Spokane. I want to be part of the team." So he made me the Eastern Washington coordinator for the team. And then just in the last year or so, I become the assistant team lead / Eastern Washington coordinator for the team.
Okay.
So,
that's awesome.
Nice.
And a follow-up question. This goes to the three of you guys. Which one of y'all are going to get the bounty for Bigfoot first?
They like him in the Ozarks, but I really do think he resides in that Pacific Northwest. I'm pretty sure he's hiding out somewhere up there.
yeah, he's here somewhere. We're looking for him.
It's $1 million bounty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the fine if you catch one?
Yeah, got to have that tag.
Yeah.
You've got to get your Bigfoot tag. Do you have your Bigfoot tag, Candace? You need your Bigfoot tag. You can get it at Advanced Auto by the blinker fluid.
Yeah, right.
Oh God, I did that to my daughter when she was younger. That was the greatest thing ever. But I mean, not too young. She was 16 and should have known better, but she didn't. And it was great. It was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, go and get me some blinker fluid.
So, do you? What do you, in your opinion, what do you think the outdoors can bring to a veteran, especially one that is not going out being out.
Yeah, and James is 100% proof of the concept of our organization. You know, he wasn't an avid outdoorsman, preferred to stay inside, like he was saying, and that's exactly what our organization does. To kind of take you back and let you know what the organization, our mission and stuff like that is, you know, we provide 100% free therapeutic outdoor ventures to those who currently served honorably in the past, and our Gold Star families. We obviously can't forget those, and our youth of our fallen service members. We really cater to them, you know, and it's all about creating this huge network of like-minded outdoors men and women across the nation that you can connect to and just get outdoors with. And we really think that, you know, providing therapy in the great outdoors provides that connection and healing, you know, for all service members, past and present.
Well said. Well said. I'm kind of glad that I was able to jump onto this one, because outdoors, I'm a huge advocate of being outside. And I used to be just like you, especially after I got back from Iraq and Afghanistan. Yeah. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want, you know, leave or nothing. And then I just finally started forcing myself to go outside. And man, it's a huge difference. Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh,
and we're more than just hunting and fishing, you know, and that's kind of what we started on. We actually started around duck hunting because our founder, Eric Bakken, he's an avid duck hunter, and that's really what he kind of got into. And then we've evolved it. You know, we have a kayak bass fishing group that does monthly online tournaments. We have an Iron Riders group that does Peloton bike riding, virtual bike rides, actual in-person bike rides. And we got plenty of people who that don't like to hunt and fish, you know, but, you know, they get a group together and they go work on their Jeeps or their cars, and just being with that brother and sister that you have, and being in that like-minded area is what provides a therapy. Because you may not see a veteran friend of yours for a long time, you know, 3 years later, you meet up with that dude and it's instant cut up, instant chuckling.
Yep.
And that in itself is the therapy.
I like to say the shit talk portion of the outdoors is the most healing, which is weird to say, but I mean, you know, after you get, I would assume it's the same way with your organization, but after they arrive and do that feel out period, you know, I figure that first campfire, it starts, and then the healing begins.
Oh, absolutely. And for me, the biggest thing that the Fallen Outdoors does is, you know, when I take a veteran out hunting and fishing and it's his first time, you know, and then a day later I see him posting, "Hey, I'm going fishing today. I'd like to take another veteran with me." And that's what creates the wildfire and we actively, you know, encourage active membership. Even though you're not a staffer, host trips, take somebody with you, make time for another fellow vet, and show them your experiences and what it does for you. And it's healing in itself. And just like I said, creates that wildfire and starts spreading.
Yeah.
Like for us, we're doing an event on the 20th in Brewster. I've got 128 veterans signed up to go fishing for the day. And what I do is, as they check in, I put 4 complete strangers on a boat that they don't know who the other guy is. And by the end of the day, they come back and they're buddies and, you know, joking and coking and everything. And one of our goals for Team Washington is the PTSD and the TBI guys. Mm-hmm. It's easier for a veteran to talk to another veteran that's been there, done that, than sit at the VA hospital talking to a psychiatrist that ain't got a clue.
Right.
So, and that's one of our big focuses is that, and that's throughout all our teams, is to focus on the PTSD and the TBI veterans, you know, to help them. That's why we do what we do. It's a therapy for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And our president is Brandon Traeger. I asked him to be here tonight, but he's a busy man. He's a captain and charter boat fishing. He's always fishing for something or hunting something. His thing is, you know, you're one trip away from meeting your new best friend, and that's God's honest truth.
Exactly.
I've gone on trips with guys from 6-7 years ago, and they still text me, still reach out to me, and So it's a lifelong friendship.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I've gone through some programs, and there's some, you don't talk to everybody when you're done, but you still get those special people that you meet along the way. And yeah, I still talk to those guys, but it's great being the outdoors really brings people together. Candace, you got anything you want to ask before we pay some bills?
Duh. So how many states are you guys in? Like, I was kind of just like letting you guys go with this. It's
Yeah, we're pretty good at freestyling. So
I love it.
actively, we have teams in 38 states. We do
Okay.
have a presence in all 50 states. We just don't have fully fledged teams within a few states.
So how often and I know it's probably different state to state, but on average, I mean, how many are you looking at? Are you looking at weekly? Are you looking at monthly? Is there some of them that are just annual?
As far as trips?
Yeah. Different events that are going on, or trips, or whatever it may be that you guys put together.
Yeah, there's trips going on daily across the nation. And obviously, it does depend. A lot of our guys are still active duty. A lot of our guys hold, full-time jobs, not 38 and retired like myself. I'm 41 now, but it's been 3 years. But, a lot of our veterans, hold full-time jobs, so they have to plan their stuff for the weekends. But on a daily basis, there's constantly trips going out across the nation. And then we cater to over 200,000 on an annual basis. So it's pretty cool.
200,000. That's an amazing number to me. 200,000 on an annual basis. I mean,
doesn't that make us, Mike, the largest nonprofit that does what we do?
Yeah, so we are considered the largest non-for-profit. We are 100% volunteers, 100% veterans, and we cater just to that veteran community. A lot of the organizations like us, cater to the first responders. Love my first responders. My whole family's firemen, and I went law enforcement. But we are 100% all volunteers. Nobody makes a dime in the organization, and we are 100% all veterans. So,
and that's huge.
Big.
That's huge.
100% volunteers and serving 200,000 veterans annually. And that's just your veterans, right? Because you said that you do bring, the families, the Gold Star families, the children of. So is that counted in that number, or is that additional?
That's just our veteran community. We do a lot of family events because we know that, our spouses and our children are important to us. And so we do host family-friendly camping events and stuff like that you can bring the whole family. So those numbers are probably even higher. Yeah, just for our veteran community, we catered over 200,000 on annual.
Nice.
Well, see, and if you guys can do over 200,000 annually, and nobody's getting paid, I think the VA needs to take a little look at your business profile, because I think maybe you're onto something.
Yeah. So there is a lot of stuff out there that the VA does for us. And some of those things we don't qualify because we are set up the way we are. We got reached out to by the VA a few years back saying, hey, we got doctors that can write prescriptions for your organization to take somebody hunting, and we pay you. And we're like, where do I sign? Let's go. Rather than pay doctor to get some guy pills and stuff like that, let's do some therapy in the outdoors.
I work at the VA hospital here in Spokane, and I have partnered up with our outreach program. They have our flyers, my business card. So they are reaching out to the veterans that are coming into their program. Here you go. Check out this program and get in contact with them. So the supervisor of that group a couple months ago went back to DC to attend a convention for all the VA hospital programs, and he took our flyer with him to spread the word through the national VA. So we're working all them avenues, trying to
absolutely
get it out to these. So.
And that's what I preach the most is, we are 100% all veteran ran, but we can't do it alone. We definitely need the help of our civilian counterparts, landowners, captains, and anything. We get plenty of people that reach out and say, hey, I have, 100 acres here. I deer hunt by myself. I'd love to take a veteran fishing or hunting. And so we link them up with those. And that's really, where it's at. We need the help of our civilian counterparts too. So.
And side note, I did not realize I was a walking freaking billboard. Sorry. Wrong shirt.
You're just missing the hat.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. Welcome to my life. So we're about the halfway mark. I think we need to pay some bills. What do you think, Candace?
Gotta pay the bill. Keep the lights on.
Do you know which button to push? Wait a minute. I think I got it. Good God.
Just sit back. Sit back, Brandon. We got it.
I'm just going.
Here's a message from our sponsors.
Owner of Talents here, and I just want to say that we are ecstatic to be a major sponsor of HomeFront Sitrep, a community that is ran by veterans and made for veterans. So thank you for tuning in. Talents was formed in order to create a music scene that was together in the form of a collective, so that no one has to do everything on their own. And guess what? We've been doing this for free for over a year. So please go and check out Talents through Facebook or through our official website at www.talenttalents.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for tuning in to HomeFront Sitrep, a veteran-owned and operated podcast just for you.
My name's Rick Ames. I own Louisville Local Entertainment, a company for music shows, promotions, and bookings in the Louisville music scene. As a veteran, it's my honor to support and sponsor local veteran-owned businesses such as HomeFront Sitrep, made by veterans for veterans. So if you're in the music business and need some help booking or promoting a show for free, look me up, Louisville Local Entertainment. And thanks for tuning in to HomeFront Sitrep.
Gear up in style wearing Got Your Six apparel. Every purchase makes a difference. It's more than just clothing, it's a statement of gratitude. Upgrade without breaking the bank. Discover cost-effective, high-quality clothing made in the USA. Each shirt is handcrafted by our team in the great state of Texas and shipped for free to your front door. Got Your Six is where quality meets purpose. We're a small veteran-owned business that takes pride in the mission and the value of our products. Join us in growing a community, supporting our heroes, veterans, and first responders by wearing a custom design.
I thought you'd never ask.
Visit sameflagsameoath.com and use the code TRIPLETHREAT for 10% off. Follow us on all social media platforms for any upcoming releases or events, and you can reach out to us with questions anytime. We are here to support our brothers and sisters.
Hey guys, Mac Verdi here with Veteran Mortgage Solutions. As rates are dropping, home values are going to start to go up. It's time to start looking if you're looking to purchase a home. That being said, we are an all-military veteran loan officer team. We know the ins and outs of the VA home loan. We are considered the experts in this field. Give us a call today. Go to our website, veteranmortgagesolutions.com. Fill out my quick form. I'll give you $500 off for closing costs. Have a great day.
And we're back.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, we are.
So we always have to play the BetterHelp video more than once. It's Willis's new thing, and you know what? I think it's wonderful. It's a great way to get it out there because, as he always says, we've all said what's on that board, right? Every one of us, and we're lying through our teeth every time.
The Jim Carrey in that commercial killed it.
Yeah, that was it's quite good.
Oh, Ace.
It is good. It is good. But yeah, that's you know what? Those are the movies we need to bring back. Some of the good old days.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, I just watched The Mask with my kids the other day.
I just thought they're coming out with a Deadpool 3, and I'm excited about that because I haven't even seen the second one. Like,
and it's got Wolverine in it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. My daughter's gonna be really excited about that one. That's her thing.
But going back to the BetterHelp 988 real quick, I do want to throw out there that if you're afraid to pick up that phone and call, they have a text line. You can text 988, and one of their operators will sit there and text with you all night long if need be. And they also have a computer online chat. So if you're just sitting at your computer, you get on there and you chat away. So there's no effing excuse.
That's right.
You can
I've used the line a couple times, and because of that line, I'm still sitting here. So, yep, there's no excuse. I mean, come on.
No, it's a wonderful resource.
Yeah,
wonderful resource. So, can any of you, actually, all three of you, tell us a highlight of one of the trips you've taken, a veteran you've ran into, or even a family member of one, like one that just goes back and it gives you the goose pimples, one you'll never forget?
Go ahead, Mike. You start.
Oh, you can put me under the fire here.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I've really had like a single event that really is like the top of my spear. Every event I go to, it's considered my next favorite event just due to the impact. It could be a one-on-one trip with somebody, and just a conversation you have in a short period of time, changes the way you feel, the way you see things, and definitely them. So man, it's hard for me to pinpoint one paramount event in the organization.
Well, maybe not go with an event or a person, but is there a moment that you were involved, or even on a trip yourself, like as the veteran, that you had that feeling of, I'm in the right place, like this is where I need to be?
Yeah. Okay. So from a leadership standpoint, I held here in Missouri last fall, a nationwide leadership retreat where I brought out all my leadership from across the nation, team leads, regionals, the board of directors, and we rented these two big houses on Table Rock Lake, beautiful setting, beautiful lake. And that was really the first time where our national leadership has got to meet each other. There's teams that are like, oh, that Mike Gunner, he's such a big asshole and all yada, yada, yada. And they meet me in person like, oh, a total opposite. This dude's cool. Cool as the underside of my pillow. But so in that event was like where I knew that we talked to everybody in the organization that can make it. And we knew that their goals aligned with our goals as the board of directors. And we just knew that the organization was going in an awesome direction. And everybody left that event after 4 days. Just, this is going to be awesome. Let's do this full steam ahead. And so, and we've created a lot of movement in the last year and done some good stuff. So we're excited.
That. It's almost like a total recharge of, all right, let's go.
Yep. And we encourage our leadership to do that on a continual basis. Anybody's leadership needs to do that. You got to get out there and get boots on ground and meet your people, because, what we see or what we hear on phone conversations. And, I was the prior staff director before this. And so usually when I'm calling somebody, it's to chew a little butt. And so they need to know that, hey, we're veterans too, and we're real people. We've all made mistakes. And so let's shake hands, be friends, and let's go fishing. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. What about John and James? Which one?
James.
John's trying to say last. He's like, I got a good one. I got to save it.
I got a couple.
So the only trip I really been on as a veteran was last year during the Brewster event, and I met, a bunch of great guys. Like there's one guy named Jim Miller. He's a retired police officer, state trooper, and I meet with him often every time he comes over to the east side here. And just talking, just that time at the event, talking to other guys and everything, got me to get out of my shell and start seeking, the ways I need to go about everything to get off the pills and get away from the VA and, get away from all of it.
Yeah.
I went from 10 different prescriptions a day to just one,
Awesome. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's amazing what nature does for you, isn't it?
Yes. I'm from Texas. I shouldn't, I should have been an outdoorsman all the time, but yeah, I didn't become an outdoors person until I met John with the Fallen Outdoors and everything.
So
and
are you
always
originally?
calling them? Yeah, I always call them and say like, "Hey, when's the next trip? Where we're going?"
We're at in Texas because you sound like you're pretty close to Louisiana.
Yeah, I'm from Fort Worth.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of an accent that doesn't sound like Texas to me.
No, my parents are from Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that's a weird mixture of.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, and I do need to throw a disclaimer out there, even though I don't want to, but we are not saying that going on one of these trips or the outdoors will get you off your medication. We are not saying that at all because YouTube and everybody else is so stupid. I have to say that. However,
this is a beautiful testimonial.
Stranger things have happened. It has rained frogs, ladies and gentlemen. So just saying.
And people have hunted Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's wonderful things to be able to take, a very nurturing nature and be able to bring yourself off of medications that may essentially probably at some point were bringing you down more, really kind of numbing you to you weren't able to enjoy anything. So, to John, like, let's drag your butt outside and put a smile on your face and look forward to the next trip. And I think it's wonderful.
Right.
That sounds
John, you're up.
All right.
Matters up.
I got a couple little ones. James is one of my success stories. Last year at Brewster, I had a guy come up to me and my partner, Victor Storms, who started the whole Brewster event, said, "You know what? Thank you guys." He goes, "I'm married, got kids, got a job." He goes, "I sit in the car every morning pondering the fact of suicide. But I've never attended an event until now, and you have changed my outlook on life, and I'm going to do better."
Get chills.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
And then I hosted an event a few years back when I was on the west side. I had a young Marine that come out. We went fishing in a creek for salmon, and all I can get out of this guy all day long was, "Yeah, okay," 1 or 2 word responses.
Yeah.
I'm the type of guy, I'll get talking and I'll talk your ear off. But all I could get was, "Yeah, okay," the shake of the head. So we got all done. I filleted everybody's fish up for him, and he kind of was standoffish. And everybody else left, and he come up to him and he goes, "Thank you." I said, "For what?" He goes, "This is the first time I've been out of my house in 3 years."
Wow.
He goes, "I'm on several different medications, and I sit at home and drink a half gallon of liquor a night just to deal with it." And within 6 months of him and I talking over text, phone calls, all that, he was off all his meds and was sober.
Awesome.
One event.
Isn't it amazing how that works?
Yeah.
It's like
And it was
it's
just
one of
crazy.
the most important things is just that one person. If you're able to touch that one person.
And that's one of my goals when I host events. If I can touch one person per event, it doesn't matter if it's a 3 or 4 person event, 1 person event. My Brewster event here in a couple days on the 20th, I got 128 people. If I can touch one life, I accomplished something.
Right.
So
Because
that's
the reality is, in a year, you guys touch 200,000.
Right.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, and you may not reach 200,000, but what if you get 100,000? My goal, my goal every day is just one person, like John was saying. But with the volume that you guys have, I mean, just the ability to. Where did my hand go? That's weird. Sorry,
It's going to be part of the billboard.
Squirrel. Oh,
Yep.
Just with the ability and the outreach that you guys have, I mean, it's amazing. And we talk about 22 a day, which those numbers are a lie from the VA.
Yeah.
It
it's
is
more
more.
than that.
It is more like 45 to 50. And then keep in mind, only 20% of veterans are 25% of veterans are actually in the VA system. Right. So, okay, VA's great. They help me with my meds. I have a great shrink, whatever. But they're not touching nowhere near what you guys are doing.
Oh, no. Me working at the VA with the outreach people, you do a 150-mile radius of Spokane. There's over 50,000 veterans in that circle.
Yep.
That they know about. There's probably another 30 or 40,000 that don't want nothing to do with the VA because they've heard all the horror stories of the VA.
Yep. And, the reason why I'm bringing this up, some people have great interactions with their VA and some have really crappy ones. But I say that to say these programs, like Mike is running, they maybe work with the VA, but they are not the VA. 100%. You're going to get a 100% different experience, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, than you will at the VA. So, and I've talked to some people that, man, I'm not going to go on that trip. I'm going to, save it for somebody that needs it. Well, you need it. Go on it.
Exactly.
You're not going to the VA. You're not going to talk to a freaking shrink while you're out there fishing or hunting. I mean, unless you and God have a little chit chat out in nature, but that's about it. And it's what we need. It's what we need. Don't be afraid to reach out to these guys.
I know if we could get that out of your guys' head of somebody needs it more. You know what? Maybe because everybody does their heart differently, right? Everybody does it different. And your heart might not be hard to somebody else, and that doesn't matter because it's there for you. It's there for a purpose. And just because somebody else might need it more doesn't mean that you need it any less.
Yep. And it sounds like with 200,000 a year, they're covering the people that need it. Why don't you just go and get it too?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. And we're accessible by every means possible. We got teams that have TikTok. We got Instagrams. Find us on Facebook, The Fallen Outdoors. You can find all of our regional pages, East Coast, West Coast, Southern, Midwest, thefallenoutdoors.org. Each of those pages have an option for you to message us. I cover a lot of our social media. I'm an admin on every single page we own. And so you send us a message saying you need to get outdoors. I'll write that prescription right then and there.
Wonderful.
Same here.
Wonderful.
Same here.
So, speaking of where everybody can find you guys in all the different states and chapters, I have to do my normal Candace thing because you guys are a not-for-profit. And we all know the elephant in the room, it takes funds to run them, right?
Absolutely.
So, with you guys having a website, the different pages, different TikToks. So I'm assuming you can probably get on the website and just donate to the organization in general. Is there also something that if there's somebody in, I can't even pick a state right now. Georgia.
South Carolina.
I'm just going with Georgia. And do you have a team in Georgia?
Absolutely.
Surely, I was going to say, surely, with the land and stuff in there, surely you got a Georgia one. So if there's somebody in Georgia that really want to help with, that Georgia team, does each team maybe have like a specific place where somebody can go and really give to that team?
Yeah, so I'm actually in the process of, on our website, it shows a map and has an action link for every single state there. So you'll be able to click that link. You can click right on the state of Georgia, and it'll give you a little biography about the state of Georgia and give you a point of contact for Team Georgia. The way we kind of set up our emails is absolutely easy. We consider our teams to be team leaders. And so like Georgia, for example, ga.lead@thefallenoutdoors.org. That's his email address. Missouri, mo.lead.
Nice.
Oregon, or.lead. So reach out.
So Jones is WA.lead, right?
Assistant, I think it is. I'm the second right hand guy.
Yeah.
My leader is Victor.
Right hand is just as good, John.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's what she said. Had to.
As Mike, you're the right hand. I mean, technically, you're the right hand, right?
Yeah, I'm both hands. I do it all. So I drive the ship. Sometimes jump off ship and do it all. So, but yeah, you can reach out to us, and definitely I recommend reaching out to your local team in the state near you, especially if you want to donate. You know, a lot of our trips are personally funded from our team members. You know, it's a tax write-off, but you know, it's not about that. It's about, you know, putting my personal perspective on my trip, paying for stuff up front. And we do have some amazing sponsorships. I'm the one that's our tournament director for our kayak fishing series, which is a month-long online fishing tournament from March to October.
Oh, wow.
We got awesome sponsors for that cover a lot of our shipping, donation of lures. We got some amazing trophies. I don't have any with me right now. But
hold on, time out. Did you say month-long from March to October?
They're month-long, so it runs like.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yep,
I was like, wow.
8 tournaments. Yep.
Like I know you were Army, but your math should math a little better than that. Okay, just wanted to clarify.
I'm horrible at math, but yeah. So we host 8 month-long tournaments from March to October. You know, and we have great sponsors. You know, like we have our own tobacco can now from Grizzly Tobacco. The Fallen Outdoors logo on it.
I was just going to mention that one, Mike. To you, Mike.
So is that nationwide?
Nationwide, yeah. Go to your local store, find your custom Grizzly, the Fallen Outdoors tobacco can.
I'm on that.
No way. So that's like all stores that Grizzly is.
Yep. All of them.
Whoa, hold up! Like that's huge.
That's
it's
very
big deal. Big deal. If you're above the age of 21, go to mygrizzly.com. We actually have a drop-down menu on their website, and you can watch all the videos they've created through our organization. So they actually pay us to come out and film our trips and create, you know, social media for us. It's pretty slick.
Wow.
And right now they're running $1 million giveaway. Yeah, they're doing $1 million giveaway. So they support 4 not-for-profits or conservation organizations. So next year they're going to split the $1 million with all 4 of those organizations. So they're going to write us a huge check next year.
That's awesome. Can you show that one more time?
Absolutely.
Like it is a custom Grizzly can.
Yeah. I'm going.
On it.
I'm going.
Look, you know, I'm not gonna dip, but I like.
Better?
I just want to go get a
that
can.
looks great.
So there is something that comes from that. Does that help the organization as well? Like you're talking about that $1 million, but is there something from like the selling of those cans? Is there something that helps you guys, or?
There are a lot of other organizations that, you know, promote us with products and stuff like that to do, you know, a certain percentage, whether it be a $22 donation, $2.2 donation. But for the Grizzly ones, they're doing a $250 donation to our organization next year to help get veterans outdoors. So we're cool with that right there in itself.
Yeah, of course. I like just having your name on that is pretty amazing. How many hands is that going to reach? That
exactly.
If they haven't heard of you and they don't do social media, and you got, you know, we got some country bumpkins or some older veterans that, you know, really don't.
I need that can, man. Look,
that wouldn't necessarily see this.
When you're done here, and I'll send you a can. I just bought 11 logs the other day.
Oh wow! I mean, I was good.
How many cans are you mailing, Mike?
Send me an address.
Okay.
She's like, right now.
Yeah, like
but you should be able to find them. Everybody. I just had a buddy of mine call me from Podunk, Alabama. He's like, dude, I just want you to know that your cans made it to my small town of 500, or I think he has like 75 people in his town.
Bro,
He's like,
that's
your cans are in
amazing.
my store.
That's crazy. How exciting is that to hear that though? Or even like even walking into the store and seeing that is like, we're doing something right. Right?
Yeah, it's been a huge partnership. They're amazing people. Like I said, go to mygrizzly.com, check out the Fallen Outdoors' drop-down menu. They have 2 more videos they haven't released yet. One of a kayak event, one of a ice fishing trip. But there's like 4 or 5 videos on there already. And they're like 20-minute videos or 10-minute videos, whatever. And it's inspirational at that. But the quality of the videos and what represents us is awesome. So
yeah, I want to go see those. And
That's
hey,
great.
you know what? Like, totally appreciate you. Mail me one. I'm still, even though you're gonna mail me one, I'm gonna go buy one because, like, kudos to Grizzly. Like, that's awesome to get involved in something like that and to proudly display a wonderful organization that's doing beautiful things for veterans and their families. Because essentially, even if you didn't have the family trips and things like that, just being able to do for a veteran, you know, they say that the families serve as well when they're serving. I think that when they are receiving that help and that aid and that comfort, even after serving, that's still benefiting that family.
Absolutely.
Because, like you have wives that get their husbands back, or husbands that get their wives back, or children that get their parents back, and just giving them that little bit of light. And the numbers that you guys have are just, I hate to say astronomical because that sounds like that's a horrible thing, but it's just, it's wonderful what you guys are touching.
Yep.
Well, they say the toughest job in the military is the spouse that stays home.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Because they have to deal with everything. So
yeah,
the little bit that we do for the veterans helps out the family at home, you know?
Of course it does.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and there's something to the volunteer side of that too. You know, it fills your cup. It lets you lay your head down at night, and it's not selfish. Some people look at it as that, but I think it's great for you guys too, especially being. There's so many things that I'm excited about with you guys, and I've had goosebumps this whole time. Just the people that you guys reach. You're 100% veteran ran. You're 100% volunteer. And like spread nationwide to a point where something as big as Grizzly is like, hell yeah, we're behind you. There's a lot to be said with that. You guys are doing something right, and you're doing it very, very right. And I'm personally so glad to have you guys on here and be able to tell any and everybody more about you guys and spread the word and get your name out there for people that haven't heard of you, because I think everybody should. Everybody should.
That's the biggest thing I can say is, you know, check out your regional page, see the events going on. If you want to be behind the scenes for a while, you'll start seeing the number of trips getting posted on a daily basis, the interactions on a daily basis, and you'll know you're here for the right reason.
Right.
And another cool thing is fall time is what we consider our banquet season.
Right.
Okay.
And springtime is kind of like our show season. So we hit tons of shows locally, outdoor shows, fishing shows, gun shows. But speaking of it almost being fall time, we have Missouri, Oklahoma, North Dakota, Michigan, North Carolina, Virginia. I know I'm forgetting Michigan are all hosting banquets this fall.
Oh,
where is Kentucky in this?
So we have a real small presence in Kentucky right now. They just switch over to leadership. Yeah.
Okay.
But those 7 teams are hosting banquets. Those are huge. The biggest fun. I almost pulled a Missouri word and said hugest, but they're the biggest fundraisers to help fund that team for the following year. And so, you know, your presence is vital at those. You know, open up your heart, open up your wallet, and let's fund a lot of those trips and tons of cool stuff too. So
awesome.
Well, I'm actually going to reach out and try to sign up for a trip. Like I said at the beginning, like, listen, podcast host and veteran voice radio, and I do a lot for veterans, but I ain't right either.
That's right.
You know, and sometimes we got to keep ourselves in check and not do too much. We got to focus. If we can't help ourselves, we can't help nobody else. So
Right.
you know, just because you're in the veteran support network, you need to support yourself too. So I mean,
Take
that's
care,
what I'm
number
saying.
one.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to sign up. I've followed the Facebook page. I have the website scrolling at the bottom. Do you have one in South Carolina? Is there a team in South Carolina?
Absolutely. Yep. They
Sweet.
fall on the East Coast or the East Coast page.
East Coast page, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm definitely going to check that out. Make sure you guys follow them on Facebook, all the socials. TFO out. One of them, the Instagram is
TFO Nation.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, but a lot of our states have independent things too. So if you just type in the Fallen Outdoors or TFO, you'll see TFO Oregon, TFO Washington.
And I did that, and it was like TFO kayak, whatever, and then follow. Yeah, there was all kind of stuff. So it's amazing. It's a great thing. Again, I can't say enough about going outside, doing stuff outside, and then that ever so important shit talk at the end.
Absolutely.
You know, all the veterans all the veterans I talk to, that's the number one thing that we miss is that camaraderie and that ability. Like I could tell you that what I did in Iraq or whatever that I would never tell my family, but I can tell you because I'm not the monster to you. I just did my job. Yeah. So it's super healing.
Another thing too, when you go to our fallonoutdoors.org, we're actually revamping our swag store, our Shopify. And so give us a couple weeks or so. They're taking inventory now, and we will have a full line of swag. We have shirts, hats, decals, all that stuff available now. But in the near future, we'll have our hoodies and, all the good stuff. Lady specific shirts like what you're wearing now. Not you, Brandon. What she's
I was
wearing.
going to say, Brandon, is that a lady shirt?
It is now, baby.
Look, it was hot. I had to peel my work shirt off when I got home.
I don't think any of us are complaining. None of us are complaining. You're fine.
No, it was 101 here today.
Yeah.
Ew. Wait, where? It was 101 where?
101 in Spokane today.
In Washington?
Yeah, it was 106 yesterday.
Was it rainy? Look, Brandon got me on
no rain.
That's what she said.
Look, Brandon needs to go on a trip. We realized that today.
Sounds like it with a bunch of guys.
But you know what? Honestly, I'm so glad that I'm so glad that Brandon was able to get on today because even though this wasn't a trip, essentially, you've touched one.
Yeah, I needed the help, and I'll just give you the background. Like my grandma has 12 to 24 hours left to live. So, it was just one of those, and I was just sitting out back, chain smoking freaking cigarettes, going, whatever. And then I'm like, oh, podcast. I wasn't even going to come on, but I'm glad that I did. So yeah, just by chatting, you touched me. You guys have helped me a good bit. So
prayers, brother. Prayers.
We touched you appropriately, right?
Yeah, right. It was an appropriate touch. No HR needed. Yeah. And it's not.
You wouldn't report it anyways.
It's not SA if it's not unwanted.
The Marines down here winking at you.
That's right. Well, that's why we have our names on the back of our pants, so you know who you. Moving on.
That's the Texas guys, ain't it?
Oh,
is that why you went and put a Marine hat on?
Well, because you called out my hat, and I'm like, you're right. I have the wrong hat on.
Because it wasn't Veteran Voice Radio.
Well, I don't have one of those yet. So
I do want to touch on one small thing here, and it's not really a small thing, but having Candace here with us tonight, it's hard for our ladies to get involved in the outdoors, especially when it's a majority of a men-led mission. We have plenty of female staffers. So ladies, even don't be afraid to reach out. If you're not comfortable going on a trip with a guy, absolutely not. Don't do it. We have plenty of female staff. We actually just created what we call the Women's Council. It's a group of like 15 ladies from across the nation that are staff members. And what they're trying to do is cater trips to specifically for the women and find, how to get women more involved. last year when I pulled stats from all of our pages, our women stats were right around 2% on all of our pages, 2% membership from all of our pages. It was horrible.
Wow.
We have to fix this
I'm
because
surprised
the women,
by that.
yeah. So we said,
Like
the
women
women
like
are a big
outdoors
part.
too. I mean, I guess some of us, but like,
Yeah. There's
I'm
a
shocked by that number.
stigma, so to speak, of, I don't
Sure.
want, as a female, I don't want to go out on a 1v1 hunting trip with another male. And some women are absolutely fine with
But
that.
well, okay, so this brings up a really question. So as a female, and it's like smack me if I'm going a wrong direction right now, but if a female chose to join the military that is predominantly male, what would be the reservation of?
I'll take this one. I can answer this one immediately.
All right, let's go.
Fine. When a female goes to join the military, it's off for all the right reasons, patriotic or my family served or whatever. Then you get into the military, and MST is a thing.
It's not just with women, and that's not just in the military, though.
No, but what I'm saying is there's a stigma about going around other, military veterans that are the opposite sex.
But does not mean that every woman that joins experiences that.
No, but
that's the wrong stigma, and there's a stereotype.
But there's also other, it happens a whole lot more, I think, than you understand, Candace. And it touches a lot, whether it directly happened to them or happened to their roommate or happened to somebody that they know. Pretty much they all know somebody that went through it. Yeah. And that stigma attached, plus with the PTSD or whatever they come home with from deployment, it makes, super nervous. I'm a mentor at a retreat center, and I get it. We do co-ed, and then we'll have women's only. And it's a lot easier for like women to open up to women and men to open up to men in that setting. And correct me if I'm wrong, anybody.
Well, as a woman who has experienced it without military multiple times, I can understand the additional trauma, maybe through service and other things that happened. But I don't know. Maybe I should not keep talking because I have my own opinion and going through my own personal experiences. And I mean, that's the reason I have an almost 25-year-old daughter. But it's, you keep going, and maybe that's my personal coping mechanism. But I feel like when you're doing these retreats and things like that, especially if you're looking at the staffing and you have, what would you call them? Do you call them the guides for your events?
Pro staff, promotional staff.
You're not going to let that be just any Tom, Dick, or Harry, right? Like,
correct,
so if you're going to such a well-known organization and your staffer happens to be a male, I would hope that somebody would come in with the comfort that that's not just a Joe Schmo. And
you would wish that, but that's just not how it is.
And every situation is absolutely different. We have tons of ladies who love going on trips.
Yeah.
Now, does my wife let me, or would my wife like me go on a trip one-on-one with a female? Absolutely not. That's just because she's a veteran. She's like, nope, don't want it to even happen. Don't want any foul play. Not really foul play, but just somebody say something. Oh, your husband's out fishing with this chick.
Or if you hang out at the barbershop long enough, you're gonna get a haircut. So just don't. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah. Don't put yourself.
That ain't true.
Candace, this spring I hosted 4 female veterans for turkey hunting. They were partnered up. I gave them the option. Do you want somebody to go with you? One was from Arizona and one was from Utah that flew all the way up to Washington to hunt turkey. I ended up took one of the ladies out to hunt turkey. The other lady had property up here. The other two are deferred their trips to the fall season because my landowner couldn't get the turkeys to cooperate. So they have the option. And then I'm doing my Brewster event on the 20th. I have 7 ladies signed up for that. And I gave all them the option. Do you want to be in an all-female boat?
Mm-hmm.
I have boat captains that will take you out personally.
Yeah.
Every one of them said, I'm okay with the mixed boat, but if we can get 4 girls together, that's fine. I said,
yeah, and I don't think
not
that
a problem.
I'm against like the all female things. I think that's wonderful. There should be that option of having, all females, and the fact that you give them that option, I think is great. And the wanting to have more, like Mike was saying, like 2% of that was female, and I feel like that number should be so much higher. And is there a way to focus that? Spread the word that there is a comfort there for women veterans. And
when I do our sportsman show here in Spokane, I try to reach out to all the female veterans that I can that come through the show and talk with them and say, hey, we do female only things. So if you're not comfortable being around men on a trip, we will set trips up specifically for you ladies to attend. Yeah. So you're comfortable, you can deal with it. Mm-hmm. Like Brandon said, 4 females getting together, they can all talk.
Yep.
But put a man in the mix, they're all going to shut up.
Oh yeah, definitely. It changes things.
Anyway, man. Yeah, tackling hens.
Like I don't want to deal with women. I'm just going to put it out there. If I go,
I was going to say, I think the men should have an option in this too.
Well, we do. We have all men retreats. It's out there, and it's just we'll never figure out the reasoning behind why more women aren't doing it, other than there are more organizations like She's the Veteran is an organization. A lot of women, like, okay, in our country, you see a woman wearing a Marine Corps hat. Oh, is your husband the Marine?
Yeah.
Automatically. No, she's the Marine. So,
once upon a time, you never saw a woman in the Marines. Like, let's be real. There was a time, a point.
I don't ever remember a time since I've been alive
that there was not.
I am happy.
You guys were taught not to look at or touch or have anything to do with women. It was part of what your training.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
as a Marine. So, sorry. Lee is asking if you guys are only in Oregon. No, ma'am. They are nationwide. They have presence in all 50 states.
Hey, Lee.
Full teams in 38 states. Mm-hmm. And have wonderful programs for women.
Lee, the website's scrolling down at the bottom. All the info's right there, Lee.
And the biggest thing for creating this, the Women's Council was to, bring more women in and get them involved. That way we have an opinion from them, and we cater to everybody individually. If you want to do a trip a certain way, we'll make it happen. But I am happy to announce that our numbers now have gone from 2% to over 12 to 15% in most of the regions now. Ladies involved.
Nice.
So the Women's Council is working. Awesome. That's why we develop, and we're always looking for the new next best thing. How can we make this organization bigger, better, more dynamic, and we'll keep all rolling.
Man, I love it. This has been a great discussion, but I think we're gonna start wrapping it up since we have so many freaking time zones on here right now.
Oh, I know we do. We do.
Yeah, I just thought about that. So I personally want to thank you guys for coming on and talking about what you do, and I'm gonna reach out.
Absolutely.
So
reach out to the team and get involved, man.
Yeah, Candace.
I love with us wrapping up. Is there anything that any of you guys want to throw out there that maybe you feel we haven't touched on? Is there anything that you'd like to put out there for everybody watching?
No, just kind of to recap, we're created as a hunt and fishing organization. We do way more than just hunting and fishing. Anything to get you outside, get your mind right, get your mind with like-minded members is what we do. Bike trips, kayak fishing trips, working on cars, Jeep stuff, anything. So reach out to us. My email is just my first name dot last name at thefallenoutdoors.org. Reach out to me. I'll respond pretty damn quick. My phone's always on. And that's the way with most of our teams. You reach out to your team near you, and they're going to get back to you. So, and feel free to see me, and if I have to put a boot in somebody, we'll get you what you need.
Yeah,
Brandon, reach out. We'll get you on a trip.
Yeah, my number's out there, and my phone is always on.
John's like, everybody knows my name. Here's my number. Just call me.
Yeah.
John, did you have anything else that you wanted to add in?
I think we pretty much covered everything. So we're looking pretty good.
Cool beans. How about you, James?
We're good.
Good. It has been the utmost pleasure having you gentlemen on here. From HomeFront, we appreciate what you do and the lives that you touch. Thank you. I hope that this reaches so many more. Brandon and his backgrounds over there with his Pepsi.
I don't know.
I love the fact that Brandon was able to jump on here, and now we're gonna get him signed up for a trip. So
yeah, get him signed up.
You guys. But
and I do want to say real quick. So next time you guys go out fishing, check us out at Veteran Voice Radio. We've got our app on the Apple and Android. Ranger Rockwave is our rock station. Simplify Country is our country station. We play nothing but veterans and their dependents that are unsigned.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So, I don't know. I had to throw that plug in there, or my boss would.
Hey, I carry my turtle box everywhere I go. If you're looking for a high-speed speaker, that thing's awesome, and it plays loud. It has some good bass, so I'll start rocking it.
There you go. Well, as we wrap this up, as I said, I thank you guys again for your time and joining us, especially with all the different time zones. And Brandon, we're continuing to pray for you, buddy. Always.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, as we always say here at HomeFront, stay safe out there. And we got your 6.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.